Hello, good morning students. Welcome in SDIT online classes. मैं रामपाल प्रजापत from electrical department. Dear students, in this class we will discuss on reactive power compensation. In a electrical power system there are three types of power. One is active power, second reactive power and apparent power. So reactive power is that power which supports to the flow of active power, and it is essential to transmit power from sending end to receiving end. There are some methods of compensation. Reactive power. In this chapter is devoted to the study of various methods of compensating power system and various type of compensating devices which are called compensators. It means to compensate the reactive power, compensators are required. To alleviate the problem of power system outlined above, compensators can be connected in the system in two ways, either in series or in shunt. At the line ends, or apart from well-known technology of compensation, the latest technology of flexible AC transmission system, that is FLEX, will be introduced towards the end of chapter. First we study on series compensation. What is series compensation? Series compensation is the method of improving the system voltage by connecting a series capacitor with the transmission line. It means in a series compensation, a capacitor is connected in series with the transmission line which deliver reactive power to the transmission line. Or in other words, a series compensation, reactive power is inserted in series with the transmission line for improving the impedance of the system. It improves the power transfer capability of the line. It is mostly used in extra and ultra high voltage lines. Means series compensation improve the power transfer capability of the transmission line. So now in next step we will study the advantage of series compensation. There are some advantages of series compensation. First is it increases transmission capacity. Because of series compensation, the reactance of transmission line decrease, due to which power losses in transmission line decrease and transmission capacity of the line increase. Second is improves system stability. It means a series compensation compensates the reactive power in the system, due to which system stability improve. Next is control voltage regulation and ensure proper load division among parallel feeders. Now these advantages are discussed with an expression or an equation So increase in power transfer capability. We know that power transfer over a line is given by P is equal to VSVR upon XL sin del, where Vs is sending end voltage, Vr is receiving end voltage, and XL is reactance of transmission line. Del is phase angle between Vs and Vr. It means power transfer capability of a line depends on reactance of transmission line and sine of del and voltage at sending end or receiving end. But we know that voltage at sending end remains constant, so it directly depends on the receiving end voltage, and receiving end voltage depends on load. As load is increased in the system or in transmission line, so current in line increase, due to which voltage drop in line increase and receiving end voltage decrease, due to which power transfer capability of line also decrease. Now if a capacitor having capacitance reactance Xc is connected in series with the line, then the reactance of line is reduced from XL to XL minus Xc. So the power transfer is given by P2 is equal to VSVR upon XL minus Xc into sine of del. We know that before compensation reactance of transmission line was XL, but when series capacitor is connected in the line, then reactance of the system or line decrease, that is XL minus Xc, due to which power transferred by the line increase. If we take ratio P1 to P2, then that is equal to XL upon XL minus Xc, or 1 upon 1 minus Xc minus Xc upon XL. Now if we take a fraction, Xc upon XL is equal to K, then P1 upon P2 is equal to 1 upon 1 minus K times. Means power transfer P2 is equal to P1 into 1 minus K times. Next, where K is equal to Xc upon XL. So the factor K is known as degree of compensation or compensation factor. Thus, per unit compensation is given by the equation K is equal to Xc upon XL per unit into 100. Now compensation is given by the equation where XL is total series inductive reactance of the line per phase. Xc is capacitive reactance of the capacitor bank per phase. In practice, K lie between 0.4 and 0.7. For example, if K is equal to 0.5, then P2 upon P1 is equal to 1 upon 1 minus K or 1 upon 1 minus 0.5. So its value is 2 times. It means if the compensation factor is 0.5, then power transferred to the transmission line becomes double. It means a transmission line can transfer double power 2 times. Now second is improve in system stability. How system stability improved by series compensation? So for some power transfer, and for the same value of sending end and receiving end voltage, the phase angle del in case of series impedance line is less than for the uncompensated line. The reduced value of del gives higher stability. Second is load division among parallel lines. Series capacitors are used in transmission line for improving the load division between parallel lines. When the new line with large power transfer capability is parallel with an already existing line, then it is difficult to load the new line without overloading the old line. So in such case, the series compensation reduces the series reactance and proper load division among parallel circuits can be done easily. So load division increases the power transfer capability of system and reduce losses. It means two parallel lines reduce power loss in the system, due to which stability of system increase and power transfer capability of the line increase. Next is control of voltage. In series capacitor, there is an automatic change in VAR, means reactive power, with the change in load current. Thus the drop in voltage level due to sudden load variation are corrected instantly. Means a series capacitor deliver reactive power as the change in load, so variation in load are corrected instantly. Now location of series capacitors. It means what should be the location of series capacitor or where it should be installed in the line. Now the location of series capacitor depends on the economic and technical consideration of the line. Series capacitor may be located at the sending end, receiving end, at the center of the line. Sometimes they are located at two or more points along the line. So the degree of compensation and the characteristic of the line decide the location of capacitor. Their installation at the terminal provides the facility of maintenance, but the overvoltage appearing across the terminal of the capacitor under fault condition will overstress the capacitor. The capacitors are installed in intermediate switching stations of comparatively long lines. So the location at the center of the line also reduce the rating of the capacitor. The rating of the series capacitor is given by Q is equal to 3I square at C VAR, volt ampere reactive, where I is the line current. Capacitor bank consists of small units connected in series, parallel or both to get desired voltage or VAR rating. Next is problems associated with series capacitors. We know that a series capacitor is connected in transmission line with series, and it injects reactive power directly in the line as a change in load. But in case of unloading, there is effect of Faraday effect, means voltage at receiving end becomes more than sending end. This effect is Faraday effect, and there are also some disadvantages. First is series compensated line produce series resonance at frequency lower than power frequency, due to which this effect is known as subsynchronous reactance or subsynchronous resonance. Subsynchronous resonance produces mechanical stress, due to which high tension stress occur in the rotor shaft. The problem of subsynchronous resonance mostly occur during fault or switching operations. It means when a line is compensated with series capacitor, so below power frequency there is a condition of resonance that is known as subsynchronous resonance. This produces oscillations or stress, mechanical stress in the machine during fault or switching operations. Next is the problem of subsynchronous with series compensated line is overcome by following methods. First is by using a filter, by passing the series capacitor band under resonance condition, or by tripping off the generator under resonance condition. So series capacitor produce high recovery voltage across the circuit breaker contacts. If the degree of compensation and location of capacitor are not proper, the distance relay used for line protection may not function properly. Means due to series compensation, the recovery voltage of the circuit breaker becomes high because it produces double voltage across the contacts of the circuit breaker. And similarly, due to charging current of the series capacitor, distance relay may produce malfunctioning. Next is switching in of an unloaded transformer at the end of series compensation. The line may produce non-linear resonance or ferroresonance. This may result in uninterrupted oscillations. The frequency of oscillation may be suppressed by using shunt reactors across the capacitor or short circuiting the capacitor temporarily. Next is lightly loaded synchronous motors have got a tendency to hunt, means there is a problem of hunting. Now second method of compensation is shunt compensation. So in case of a shunt compensation, a capacitor is connected in parallel with the transmission line. So for high voltage transmission line, the line capacitance is high and plays significant role in voltage condition of the receiving end. When the line is loaded, then reactive power demand of the load is partially met by reactive power generated by the line capacitance, and the remaining reactive power demand is met by the reactive power flow through the line from sending end to receiving end. So shunt compensation, when load is high, then a large reactive power flow from sending end to the receiving end. resulting in large voltage drop in line. It means we know that due to heavy loading, current in the line increase, which create voltage drop in the line, due to which stability of system reduce. So to improve the voltage at the receiving end, shunt capacitors may be connected at the receiving end to generate and feed the reactive power to the load, so that reactive power flow through the line and consequently the voltage drop in the line is reduced. To control the receiving end voltage, a bank of capacitor, what is capacitor bank? In capacitor bank, large number of capacitors are connected in parallel, which is installed at the receiving end, and suitable number of capacitors are switched in during high load conditions depending upon the load demand. Thus, the capacitor provides leading var to partially meet reactive power demand of the load to control the voltage. It means a shunt capacitor provides or injects reactive power according to the requirement of load. But in case of a series capacitor, when there is sudden change in load, capacitor injects reactive power directly. Now in shunt compensation, if Xc is equal to 1 upon omega C is the reactance of shunt capacitor, then reactive power generated by the leading var supplied by the capacitor is Q, that is written as V square upon Xc, that is V2 square dot omega C, where V2 is the magnitude of receiving end voltage. It means a shunt capacitor injects reactive power according to the change in voltage at receiving end. So when load is small or less than SIL loading, then load reactive power demand may be lesser than the reactive power generated by the line capacitor. So under these conditions, reactive power flow through the line becomes negative. The reactive power flow from receiving end to sending end, and receiving end voltage is higher than sending end voltage. This effect is known as Farent effect. This is important term. The voltage at receiving end is higher than sending end. This is known as Farent effect, which is due to the reactive power flow from receiving end to sending end. Now to control the voltage at receiving end, it is necessary to absorb or sink reactive power, which is done by connecting shunt reactor at the receiving end. It means the effect of Farent or Farent effect is reduced by connecting a shunt reactor at the end of the line. A shunt reactor absorbs reactive power from the line, which compensates the reactive power in line, due to which voltage at receiving end becomes stable. So if XL is equal to omega L with the reactance of shunt reactor, then reactive var or reactive power absorbed by the shunt reactor is V square upon V2 square upon XL, that is V2 square upon omega L, where V2 is magnitude of receiving end voltage. So to control the receiving end voltage, Generally, one shunt reactor is installed and switched in during the light load conditions. It means current effect in the line occur during light load conditions because in light load condition, load demand at receiving end decrease, so reactive power demand also decrease. But if line is compensated, then reactive power flow in the line becomes more, due to which voltage at receiving end becomes higher than sending end voltage. To meet the variable reactive power demand, requisite number of shunt capacitors are switched in addition to shunt reactors, which results in adjustable reactive power absorption by the combination. Advantage of shunt compensation is we can switch number of capacitors according to the load requirement or according to the variation in reactive power. But this facility is not available in series compensation. Now, degree of series compensation. We know that the surge impedance ZC is equal to under root L upon C, which is written as under root j omega L upon j omega C, that is under root XL into XC. Now, suppose CXC is the series capacitance per unit length for series compensation. So therefore, total series reactance will be j omega L minus 1 upon j omega C, or j omega L minus j upon omega CSE, that is series capacitor, dot j omega L divided by j omega L. So we obtain that j omega L cosec 1 minus CSE upon XL, or j omega L cosec 1 minus gamma SE. The gamma SE is known as degree of series compensation. Therefore, virtual surge impedance ZC becomes under root j omega L cosec 1 minus gamma SC divided by j omega C. That can be written as ZC under root 1 minus gamma SC. It means due to series compensation, reactance of transmission line that or characteristic reactance of transmission line, that is ZC, value decrease. Similarly, degree of shunt compensation, we know that surge impedance is equal to ZC is equal to under root L upon C, which can be written as under root XL into XC. Now suppose shunt inductance LSH per unit length is used for shunt compensation. Therefore, net shunt susceptance will be j omega C plus 1 upon j omega LSH, or it can be written as j omega C minus j upon omega LSH dot omega C divided by omega C, which can be written as j omega C cosec 1 minus gamma SH, where gamma SH is known as degree of shunt compensation. Therefore, virtual surge impedance ZC is equal to ZC upon under root 1 minus gamma SH. It means due to shunt compensation, reactance of transmission line, impedance of transmission line increase, due to which power transfer capability decrease. Means if line is compensated with reactance, shunt reactor, then impedance of transmission line increase. If line is compensated with series capacitor, reactance of transmission line decrease, which increase power transfer capability. So we know that due to shunt compensation or due to capacitive compensation, Reactance of transmission line decrease, due to which power transfer capability of transmission line increase, voltage profile increase, stability of line increase. But due to shunt compensation, reactance of transmission line increase, but shunt compensation is essential to reduce the Ferranti effect in some cases. This is the compensation of transmission line. Now considering both series and shunt compensation simultaneously, we obtain ZC is equal to ZC under root 1 minus gamma SE divided by 1 minus gamma SH. Therefore, virtual surge impedance loading, the SIL loading, PC dash is equal to PC under root 1 minus gamma SH upon gamma SE. So it is clear that a fixed degree of series compensation and capacitive shunt compensation decrease the virtual surge impedance of the line. However, inductive shunt compensation increase the virtual surge impedance and decrease the virtual surge impedance loading of the line. If inductive shunt compensation is 100%, the virtual surge impedance becomes infinite and loading 0. Now if suppose we want flat voltage profile corresponding to 1.2 PC without series compensation. So shunt capacitive compensation required will be PC is equal to C dash is equal to PC under root divided by under root 1 minus gamma SE. That is 1.2 into PC, that is PC under root 1 minus gamma SE. So gamma SE is equal to 0.306 per unit. That is known as compensation factor, series compensation factor. Now assume shunt compensation to be 0. The series compensation required corresponding to 1.2 PC means to increase power transfer capability of the line up to 20%. So compensation factor should be PC is equal to PC under 1 minus gamma SH. So we obtain gamma SH is equal to minus 0.44 per unit. It means in case of a shunt compensation, we have to decrease the value of reactance up to 56%. However, because of lumped nature of series capacitor, voltage control using series capacitor is not recommended. Normally used for improving stability limit of the system. It means series compensation is only required to improve system stability, and shunt compensation is required to compensate the reactive power in the line or to improve the voltage regulation of the line. Thank you for today's class.